This video is sponsored by Squarespace. We're back 3D printing. What's up, everyone? My name is Sara Dietschy, or Rhymes with Peachy, and in the last 3D printing video, we 3D printed a lot of Gridfinity for this Husky tool chest in my office. But now, I want to bring the attention to my desk. My desk is already filled out, and honestly, always messy, but I started searching around on Thingiverse, and there are just so many cool things you can 3D print. There's definitely some weak spots here. So I'm gonna be 3D printing a lot of cool stuff, not just for my desk, but the cabinet next to my desk. I just got my printer out of storage. It came a little damaged, but everything's working perfectly. It survived the journey from LA to Texas. And the very first thing I printed was something that I had been needing for a long time. A plastic poop catcher. You're probably like, what is that? Whenever you start a new 3D print or you're changing colors, basically your printer poops out these spools of plastic to clear out the nozzle, and you end up with just a ton of plastic poop. And if you don't have one of these holders in the back, it literally will just drop behind the desk or the cabinet that you have your printer on. So it's a good addition to the setup. Okay, here's how this is gonna work. I've been scouring the web for the best desk accessories to print, so hopefully this inspires you at home to maybe print some new accessories. I see 3D printing as a few different levels. I feel like level 1, hey, it's the easiest. You just download someone else's designs, and if your printer is legit, you really don't have to do anything other than just hit print, and boom, you have the thing. Level number 2, maybe you're printing multiple parts, so there's some assembly required. Maybe you're using, different colors. And then level 3 requires some customization. Maybe you need to hop into some 3D software and build something on your own. So we're gonna go through each of those levels as we go through this video. If it sounds like I'm kind of rushing, it's because I just printed my first desk accessory, which I'm really excited about. Can I show you? I'm not even gonna tell you what this is. You guys have to guess, okay? Ooh. Already on this first print, I'm doing something that I haven't done before. With all of the Gridfinity stuff that I printed in the first video, it was pretty straightforward. A lot of straight edges and lines, and so I never really had to print with support. So this was my first 3D print that I had to, figure out how to add support. And it's actually not that hard. You literally just go to the support tab, and even after you enable the support, you'll probably still have that error. So hit the slice button, check to make sure to see if there's support, and that error should disappear, and then you can just print, and then just like that, your support should come off pretty easily. Okay, first impressions. Oh my gosh, this looks so freaking cool. Okay, guess what this is? Is it a coaster? Is it a pillow for my cat? No, it's an AirPods holder. Boop. Okay, it's probably gonna work better without my case, but it's pretty perfect with my case on. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. I wanted to do the clear peach filament just because I haven't used it in a while, and I feel like it looks pretty cool, but the fact that we have these effects on the side that make it look like a pillow, it looks soft. I actually ordered some new filament that looks a little bit more natural, not as neon, so I think this is actually gonna be better with that. I even got some wood filament. It's not actually wood. First print, baby! The second object that I'm going to get printing is this really cool notebook holder, mail holder. I have so much stuff on my desk that kind of needs to be organized. A lot of mail that I just don't open, my iPad, so I'm hoping this will be a cool way to hold all that stuff. And then after that, after we get all warmed up, we're gonna move on to level 2. Just did a run to my public storage unit. We got more filament. Let's go. Okay, I'm very excited about this next phase of 3D prints. We're going to be printing SD card holders, and there are so many different kinds on Things Universe, all of the places where you can get 3D downloads. I don't know why this is such a big thing in the 3D printing community, but they just love to make little doodads to hold SD cards. And I love it because guess what? I have a lot of SD cards. So we're gonna start simple. We're gonna do the cool, cute milk crate thing. And then we're gonna do my first two-tone 3D print with a little SD toaster, and then do the SD card trash dumpster. I think that's so clever. And I want to print actually a good amount of these because I think these are cute to like give away to friends. I don't know. Guys, are you kidding me? I love these so much. These turned out so good. If you didn't watch the first 3D printing video and you're curious, I'm using the Bambu Lab X1 Carbon. It is on the pricier end of 3D printers, but as someone who doesn't want to spend a lot of time troubleshooting, I just want to print. We've gelled. It's done a great job. Super high quality, not a lot of weird flyaways. This was my first 3D print with 2 colors, and it was actually super easy to implement just directly in the Bambu Lab software. I just did it with that height tool and just went bloop, bloop, bloop. Thumbs up for those sound effects. And man, we are moving and grooving. Okay, the final 3D print that I want to do is I probably have 12 or 15 of these SSDs. If you create video, even if you have a NAS storage system like I do, you tend to accumulate a lot of SSDs. And so I want a place to put these, not necessarily on my desk, but in the cabinet next to me. And I want it to be a little quirky. So I saw some already created designs for 3D printed shipping containers that I think are really cool. And then I'm going to custom make just an insert for that for the SSDs. Don't know exactly how to do that. I'm going to try not to download Fusion 360 again because I forgot. I learned it all last time and I kind of forgot, but we got to figure that out. So I'm excited for our last 3D print. Might be a little challenging, but not too bad. Honestly, coming back to 3D printing, already knowing the base knowledge of things is so much easier. That first time was so intimidating for some reason. I didn't know what gridfinity was. I didn't even know how this thing worked. There has been absolutely no stress for this video, and that feels good. Okay, before we get started on the last project, hey Squarespace, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. You guys know that I have used Squarespace for my personal website, saradietschy.com, forever, for like 10 years. Not only do I use it to host my YouTube videos and branded content, but more recently I was like, hey, let's try something new, and I created my first course studio setup. I built it all with Squarespace. The course content itself, built on Squarespace. The landing page, Squarespace. The custom domain forwarding, the sending the launch email to my newsletter, the automated emails that I'm sending to buyers of the course, all of that I was able to do on Squarespace. But also, what about AI? Well, Squarespace has Blueprint AI, which enables you to spin up your own website in just a few clicks with the help of AI, so you can truly get started today. So if you need a creative portfolio, or you want to sell physical or digital goods, or you run a hair salon and need to schedule appointments, you can do all of this with Squarespace. So if you want to check it out, go to squarespace.com/Sara Dietschy for a free trial. And when you're ready to get started, use offer code Sara Dietschy to get 10% off your first purchase of a domain or website. All right. Let's keep the 3D printing going. Okay, so I found a free shipping container 3D file on Thingiverse. They included a Fusion 360 file, so I reluctantly downloaded Fusion 360 again, but after it made me log in like 7 different times and this and that, it took like 20 minutes to install for some reason. I remembered, wait, I don't need to hop in here to resize it.
all I gotta do is just go into Bambu Studio and scale it up from there. As is, the shipping container is too small to fit all of my SSDs, but I don't actually need to customize the X and Y axis. I can just scale the whole thing up. So I scaled it up 133%, and I think this is gonna work. I'm gonna start out with printing only the bottom of the shipping container just so I can get the measurements correct, because I'm gonna make an insert for the inside of the shipping container so my SSDs will be all organized and evenly slot in. I wasted so much filament on my first 3D printing video because I just got measurements wrong. So instead of printing the entire shipping container, getting just the bottom of it is gonna help a lot. So I want 12 evenly spaced slots for all of my SSDs. Right as I was going to hop into Fusion 360 again and make a rectangle and extrude and unextrude or whatever the heck it's called, I was like, wait, can I ask ChatGPT to make an STL 3D file? And you actually can. It's a little quirky for some reason. I couldn't get it via mobile, but I could on desktop, and sometimes it didn't work, but sometimes it did. So a little back and forth for like 10-15 minutes. And I have this great like SSD holder and insert type thing that's gonna hold all of my SSDs. I think this is the biggest insight that I've had from this round of 3D printing, is if you keep things simple, you keep a rectangular or just straight lines. ChatGPT does not like rounded edges or anything circular, basically. But if you keep the 3D object simple, it can just make it. I even took this other triangular desk accessory thing from Studio Loop and I said, hey, can you actually make this wider? And it worked. And now I use it as like this makeup organizer tray for my drawers in my bathroom, and it works wonderfully. Like, I'm actually really surprised this works. So shout out to ChatGPT. We have our custom SSD insert. This is gonna help hold all of the SSDs in their place while they're in the shipping container. And as I'm looking at this first version, it's pretty obvious that it actually needs to be taller so the SSDs don't shake around and they actually, stand straight up. So as I go back to ChatGPT for a little bit more back and forth, I'm actually going to do the full shipping container print because I'm now confident that, hey, the insert is gonna work. I can fit all of my SSDs. I tested it out, and this is going to be the longest print that I do in this entire video. It's 8 hours and 3 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. Wow.
We did it. The shipping container is looking so good. Stuff like this is so fun and quirky. I love it so much. And I love that there's already this 3D printing community out there that already, takes care of a lot of the designs. So all I have to do is hit print and figure out a way to fit it into my, organizational workflows. So the time has come. I printed the second SSD holder. It is now much taller. And the moment of truth, let's put it inside the shipping container. And just like that, it fits perfectly. I didn't account for that lip at the top of the shipping container. But hey, with a little force, we made it. We got it. Everything's good. It works. This has been so satisfying. I've had so much fun. And I'm adding some real functionality to my desk here. Curious about any of these prints, I'll make sure to link as many of them as possible in the description below. Again, I did pay for some of them, but I'm happy to pay designers who can do all of the hard work for me, so all I have to do is press print. As I've been editing this video, I just couldn't stop. I've just kept going. So I also 3D printed some headphone holders for my desk and a lot of other random stuff, like you saw this stuff from my bathroom. I have the bug again. It is so much fun. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did on this video. Sorry, my voice is a little wrecked. I did a trip to New York and I got sick. I've been to New York twice this year. Both times I've gotten sick, so my immune system can no longer handle New York City. It's very sad, very sad. But yeah, Let me know if you like this video. Hit that subscribe button for more videos every single week. I'm trying to do like 2 to 3 a month. I think we're getting back on the flow. And hey, check out that Squarespace link in the description below if you want to build that beautiful creative portfolio, or you want to sell physical or digital goods online. Squarespace is the place to do it. Until next time, everyone, stay peachy. Okay, bye.